fighters, friends, and the LPW Grand Championship. Your two referees. Oh, this response is so good to do it again. PWA Hall of Famer, Mike the Fitzpatrick. And your second referee, Stuart Gardner. Taking their way to the ring first.
In the short but tumultuous history of Love Pro Wrestling, all the roads have led to this. We've seen the Golden Boy Travis Williams take on Michael Richard Blais. We have seen twice MRV go one-on-one with a ghost from his past, Ravenous Randy, and now you take all those ingredients, you throw them in a blender, you get this monstrosity you're about to witness.
British Columbia, he is Golden Boy Travis Williams.
And I think Williams may have a bit of an advantage over the other two because there's such a deeply rooted personal issue between Ravenous Randy and Michael Richard Blais, whereas for Travis Williams, this is strictly business. And you can bet that he's not wearing gold today by accident.
Your second competitor.
Flanked by members of the clandestine society, you see God's gift to wrestling, Michael Richard Blais. He is here to save us all. No stranger to ladder matches, no stranger to going high risk as MRV. And the clandestine society is as tight-knit a unit in this industry as you will ever see. Look at Blais. He's always ready. Last but certainly not least, the intangible in this whole situation, Ravenous Randy. We thought last month we'd put a nail in the coffin of this issue between Blais and Ravenous Randy, but I think we only just scratched the surface. It's a scab we opened up again, and now the blood is flowing.
The scab was opened by Travis Williams with a ladder to their faces.
I was just saying, before you had left for a moment, I was just saying, he may be in an advantageous position because the issue between Blais and Randy is so personal, but for him, this is strictly business.
Yeah, you can just capitalize easily, simple. I mean, say what you want, he is young, but he is a smart up and coming wrestler.
He reminds me of a Michael Richard Blais from a few years ago, and that's very high praise. But there you see your punk, Ravenous Randy. Oh, I love that music.
I'm sorry, Boris, you got so many free beers, I had to go get one.
That's all right. I might need one after this is over. I've been looking forward to this one for a long time.
I think we're going to need shots after this.
It's going to be something special. You can see hanging high above the beautiful newly minted Love Pro Wrestling Grand Championship. That's what's on the line here. And everybody's focused in their own way. Everybody prepares in their own way. Are split.
Yeah, they don't know. Well, I don't really hear anyone chanting for the Golden Boy.
Can't say that that's a big shock to me, but nonetheless, I can guarantee he gives zero you-know-whats about that. Absolutely. There is the bell, and we are underway, and you can see right off the bat, fixated on each other, are Blais and Myers.
They need to worry less about each other and more about that championship.
I think these two are just destined to fight forever.
Yes. He's not wrong.
And we saw that earlier. That's kind of what started this whole mess, was those low blows between all three of these men. That was a major turning point in this whole situation. Low blow to both Blais and Myers, and right away,
he's right for the ladder.
The hardware's coming in the ring. Williams with that small ladder, and you can bet he knows he can't grab the title with that, but he knows he can do a hell of a lot of damage. And we're gonna go down to the Double Cross Ranch. Blais take it out forever. Up in that farm, it's Carey. Trapped in that ladder like it's a stock.
And Fitz gets out of the ring.
I don't blame you.
Gets out of the ring.
Now trapped in that ladder. Drop toe hold. And Ravenous Randy seems to be in the catbird seat early on.
Travis Williams just guillotined himself with that ladder.
Can you hear me, Thaddeus?
I can. You're going rogue.
And now we see an unlikely alliance form between Blais and Myers. Hard into that ladder goes the Golden Boy. MRB, look at the look of intensity.
I was just going to say.
I say it every month, and every month it gets a little bit more intense. And look at these two standing tall.
Randy's intense, too.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yep. Definitely a bittersweet glare at each other.
And these two stared across the ring from each other all those years ago at the Nate Gym, just like they're staring across from each other right now. The more things change, the more they stay the same, and back and forth. Ooh, both went for that sweep. We caught him. Blais able to spin out.
I think they know each other move for move.
Butterflies the arms, looking for that toasted bagel. That is a move that Chucky Blais used to great success for many years.
Look at that smile on his face.
That was a different man. That was a different boy back then.
And that's the thing, that was a boy, this is a man.
If you look at Chucky Blais in 2006 and look at Michael Richard Blais now, it's night and day. It's a metamorphosis, it's a change, but also look at Ravenous Randy. He's changed as well. And you can't forget about the Golden Boy. He is on the floor right now, licking his wounds, but not out of this by any stretch. Blais hurling that chair into the ring, right on target.
Right into Randy's head. And here comes one of the ladders. Not the tallest ladder, mind you, but definitely one of the bigger ones. Oh!
The physics of the fulcrum spiking that ladder into the forehead. of Michael Richard Blais, and he gets planted by Ravenous Randy. That ladder just a little bit bigger than the first ladder we saw. Now Randy in control. And he's looking to use that hardware as a weapon. Shot right to the small of the back.
That pained expression of Randy Myers.
There is an eerie hush over this building.
That's because everybody's waiting for someone to die.
The expectation of violence. MRB looking for that God's last gift, that running knee strike. Caught him by the waistband. Blais hanging onto that top rope, and now he's grabbed that chair. Kicked right back into his own face. And Travis Williams biding his time. Picking his spots, and he picked a good one.
It's almost like Randy saw Travis there and pushed MRB into it.
You've got to have your head on a swivel in a match like this. Hard into that balcony wall area. This is such a unique venue, and in so many ways this building can be used as a weapon. Absolutely. Hard shot.
It's a little tough for us to see, but it looks like they're coming up our way now.
Blais.
Yep, they are definitely coming our way.
My way. Coming our way.
Better hide here. Don't hurt me.
Blais and Williams battling right up here behind us. MRB catching that ladder. Ravenous Randy trying to use a ladder to take both men out. I mean, they're on different floors of the goddamn building at this point.
All over the place. Please don't take up my money.
I have no idea if we're still on the air.
Try to do play-by-play here. Boris is hiding in fear for his life. We have a ladder over our announce table here. Golden Boy, Travis Williams in the ring. Absolutely taking out Ravenous Randy Myers. It's just pure pain, writhing in the ring, and I just did my best to call this and hide.
Williams with a table, bringing it into the ring.
We're just standing here.
I'm going to do my best to try to keep calling this and keeping myself out of danger.
Yeah, we're just going to move away from our announcement.
I have no idea if the sound is coming through, but
It's absolutely.
with Ravenous Randy and Williams duking out on the ring, there is a table set up.
Randy's asking everyone to be hushed.
God damn it.
What a job. We got tables, we got ladders, we got chairs. We got a ladder over our announce table.
I didn't expect it to come down in the ring to Randy and the Golden Boy.
And I can't quite figure out what Michael Richard Blais is doing here. Seems to be constructing something with the ladders, some kind of apparatus. He's going to walk his way. He's going to meet Travis Williams at the other ladder. Travis Williams running up, trying to get it, but he sees Michael Richard Blais coming. Whoa. They are perched precariously on both ladders. And they're going further up the ladder. What is going to happen here? They're barely holding on for dear life. Michael Richard Blais looks like he's about to take Travis Williams off the ladder. For the love of God! I don't know if they're alive. What the fuck is going on? I don't know. I thought I'd give you your microphone so you can comment on that.
Michael Richard Blais just walked from the broadcast position on the first balcony across and murdered Travis Williams, but everyone's moving, everyone's alive, the belt is still hanging.
I can't believe Travis Williams is moving.
And now Blais looking to climb, secure that title.
Boris is gone again here. I'm sorry, I'm in absolute awe here. I'm not even sure what to say after Michael Richard Blais just threw Travis Williams through that table, off the ladder. And as Michael Richard Blais is now pulling Ravenous Randy Myers underneath the ladder. I think it's going to be a little bit of bad luck for our weirdo hero. What exactly? I cannot understand what Michael Richard Blais is going to do here. Climbing up to the top rope in the corner. Here comes Ravenous Randy Myers to cut him off. Crowd is behind Randy Myers. Michael Richard Blais is barely holding on to the top rope. Travis Williams is writhing in pain underneath the bottom rope at the other side of the ring as Ravenous Randy Myers pulls out yet.
Thaddeus, can you hear me?
I can hear you, my friend. I think you lost your headset. So
I don't care. Ravenous Randy has just found another table. We saw what happened with that last table. Travis Williams still
I'm scared
convulsing in the corner. MRB perched on that top rope. Ravenous Randy looking to set that table up with nefarious means.
A ladder apparatus. We have a table. We have Michael Richard Blais on the top rope. Ravenous Randy pulling him off.
Ravenous Randy looking to put an end to this rivalry, to this hatred. Blais able to slide out the back door, now in behind.
Is he climbing on? What is happening?
Taking the back of Randy. Skull meeting the wood of that table. Blais adjusting the furniture.
We're still just trapped here in the corner between this ladder apparatus, a ladder within a ladder, ladderception.
MRB calling for that brainbuster. He's won titles, but I think right now he's just trying to kill a ghost. Randy over the top, able to shift his weight. Hung Blais out to dry. Now both men on that ring apron, that ladder still bridged across.
Oh, like Richard Blais catching the back of his head in that ladder. People don't even realize.
Believe it or not, there is life.
Whoa.
There is life in the Golden Boy.
The ladder that was
face first into that ladder, still stuck in the other ladder.
It's no longer on our announce table. Is now set up in the corner. Looks even more precarious than before.
Now Blais back in the ring with Travis Williams, who I can't believe is up.
Our entire announcement. I hope they can hear.
I have no idea if we're live, but I don't give a shit. Williams climbing up this apparatus.
I mean, it makes it easy.
I don't know if he can reach the title from there, but it doesn't matter.
I mean, if he dives for it, but then he's going to be in the front row.
And now Blais with that smaller ladder into the rib area.
And Randy coming in with another small.
He's got one as well. I apologize, Thaddeus, for talking over you, but I have no headphones.
That's all right.
Again, the rib area taking a beating.
Now ladders upon ladders.
This construction of doom. Blais and Randy both ascending on the Golden Boy.
Everybody on a ladder.
Ladders are shaking. Nobody has
And the refs don't even know what to do. The refs don't even know what to do with this mess.
And poor Williams in no man's land.
Oh! As he falls up. Travis
And everybody down. Randy hit that table. Blais hit the top turnbuckle. Williams hit the ladder. I don't even know what to tell you at this point.
And the crowd is calling for a pre-sexcrement.
I mean, there are signs of life from everyone, but
what kind of life? Can you hear the pain screams from Ravenous Randy Myers?
Randy's screaming like a wounded animal. Blais back up, deconstructing this mess in the ring.
Oh, and here comes the Clandestine Society. To the
Blais calling for his allies, calling for the Clandestine Society. They're doing some housekeeping, getting rid of some of these ladders and tables and all this shit that's everywhere. God damn. How's your Friday night been?
Feel a little bit vulnerable, a little bit sweaty. I cannot believe what is going to happen here. Why are they taking all the ladders away? You still have to get the championship to win the match.
I think right now MRB is not exactly in the mind of a sane man. And he is looking to crucify Ravenous Randy. He's looking to exorcise this demon that's been over his shoulder for all these years. And now
he looks quite enamored with the tallest ladder.
The final ladder, the final boss, if you will.
That is a 16-foot ladder, Boris. 16 feet. You add that to the ring, I don't know how many feet that is. That's like 20 feet plus up in the air.
It takes all three members of the Clandestine Society to try to maneuver that thing. Whoa! What the fuck is that? What?
Oh my.
How big's that one, Math Whiz?
Oh my.
And I think Blais is looking to set that up, one leg in the ring and one leg on the stage. Again, this unique venue, that ring placement is...
I was wrong.
Travis Williams, he wants no part of whatever the hell this monstrosity is going to be.
This thing looks insane.
He'll fight off every member of the Clandestine Society if he has to.
Is that ladder even going to
Blais setting up the golden. He might be looking for a powerbomb.
Oh no.
Back body drop onto that ladder. And now the Golden Boy standing tall. He's looking to dispatch the extra baggage out of this match.
He just threw TFA right out.
Trying to throw her down the stairs. Blais is down. Crow is down.
Well, appears now that the Golden Boy is looking for his gold.
Stephen Crow in the ring.
Shades of last month. Stephen Crow looking for some revenge on the Golden Boy.
Yeah, these two went one-on-one last month, and you can bet that has some space rented in the head of Stephen Crow. Taryn from accounting, tending to MRB and the Clandestine Society. They are united and will never be divided.
Finally getting that monstrosity of a ladder up.
Look how high that ladder is.
But you can essentially climb up to the balcony with that thing.
I mean, it's far from the title. I mean, there's going to need to be some maneuvering unless they're just looking to inflict punishment and make that trek to the title that much easier. Crow outside.
You know, at this point, I feel like I'm cheering for the Golden Boy. I mean, the odds are not in his favor, and he's still fighting against them.
Walking straight into the boot of Taryn from accounting. Oh, super kick from Blais right on target.
Super bird and a super kick.
And Williams' eyes are glassed over, and now putting the boots to Ravenous Randy.
The crowd is still behind MRB, even though he's got the Clandestine Society out here helping them.
Now Blais again.
Building more.
Using the bottom rope and that ladder to create an instrument of pain.
I feel like MRB really enjoyed Legos when he was younger, don't you think? Or, you know, erector sets.
You can see the gears turning in his head.
Absolutely.
Trying to figure out what other kind of nonsense that he can use.
Well, he's such a sadist. He's just finding. What did he go to the back and grab? Don't you have enough to hurt people up
You can
front?
see the Clandestine Society in the corner in a huddled mass.
And yet another.
Blais, yet another.
And another.
Table.
And another.
And another table. Why the hell not? Blais looking to put an end to this match and put an end to careers.
And Fitz is just begging with him to stop.
Oh, this is all kinds of bad news. This is all kinds of bad.
Fitz just pleading with him.
I don't want to play anymore. Travis Williams at the mercy of God's gift.
You see a power bomb? Or what is this?
Trying to perhaps hit that power driver. Able to shift his weight downwards. Hit that DDT, trap that arm.
That is a beautiful DDT.
Blais hit that canvas hard.
Here comes our weirdo hero.
Ravenous Randy walking gingerly, lucky he's walking at all. Up in that fireman's carry position. Knee into the back of the skull, and this is the time. You're not going to have a better time than this to get up there. I mean, that ladder's far away, but...
Looking for another ladder? Looking for a table? Why is he looking for a table, bro?
Who the hell knows? What do you want from me, man? I think Ravenous Randy has a bit of a vendetta against that particular piece of furniture.
Well, it did iron the table again, so.
And look at Williams.
And it's iron the table again.
That is an uncooperative table, which makes it even more dangerous than a table that cooperates. Fighting with that ladder in between them. Oh! Striking back and forth. Oof. Skull first goes the Golden Boy. MRB being held up by that ladder. You bet your ass his eyes are peeled on what's going on. And he's looking for an opportunity. And both men, skulls first.
And exactly
and look at Blais. Again, you see the gears turning. You see the gears turning.
You see both men grabbing for each other, barely laying conscious and pulling each other's hair.
Michael Richard Blais
what is happening
ascending
here?
that ladder. Williams and Ravenous Randy have each other by the hair. Nobody can escape.
The refs are pleading with him to stop. I feel like what he is.
MRB up in the heavens.
Oh my God.
He is a
Pray for your savior.
to save
Michael Richard Blais. Well, just realize that
Ravenous Randy able to escape.
And is he holding
now for a fleeting moment? Oh! Michael Richard Blais, swanton, and he hit nothing. He hit no one.
Did nothing but hurt himself.
He hit wood and steel and canvas. What do you want me to say?
think now's about the time everybody just needs to take the ball and go home. Before someone
I just want to watch Seinfeld reruns and eat Doritos. That's all I want to do, man. Referee is checking condition.
Oh, he's giving an X.
Of Michael Richard Blais, clandestine society members.
We might see the end of Michael Richard Blais' career here tonight.
The clandestine society members also checking on the condition of Michael Richard Blais.
What's happening? Look over there. Travis Williams is not wasting a moment. He's going
I can't
right
blame
after.
him. If you're given an opportunity like this, you got to take it.
What he's got to realize is he still has to get up and get that championship. He's not going to be able to pin or tap out Randy Myers. There's something very wrong with the leg of Michael Richard Blais.
I assume that Michael Richard Blais is going to be escorted to the back.
Crowd chants for him.
And that leaves us down to 2.
And then there were 2.
That leaves us down to the Golden Boy and the Ravenous one. And only one of these men are on their feet. And look at Williams sensing opportunity.
Well, he was just talking to the ref. I felt like he felt that he could pin or do something but not grab that belt. But
yeah,
he has to grab that belt.
He's going to deconstruct this nefarious structure, and he's going to use that ladder.
Sadistic tool.
To secure what he believes is his. Williams setting up that table that survived.
Not even sure if that ladder is still worthy of being erected.
All it has to do is be sturdy enough to climb that 15 or 20 feet to secure that championship.
No, I'm sorry, I'm not a heights guy. This is making my butthole pucker. I'm not gonna lie. The crowd wants Travis Williams to fuck it up. Excuse my friend.
And look at Williams. Look at Williams putting the bad mouth on Blais. It's easy to talk.
Why does he want
It's easy to talk when someone's sitting on the stage incapacitated.
He seems to have a problem with Stuart Garvey. Right from the hop here. I don't know what it is, but I think what he should do is not focus on Stuart Garvey and the smell of piss that comes off him and that title that's hanging above the ring. And here he goes up the ladder.
And there's such thing as being a sore winner.
Going for it. He's loving it. Look at him. He's just calling for it right now.
There's such thing as being a sore winner.
I mean, he's had this figured out from the get-go.
But when you're the last one standing, but God's gift to wrestling
says,
will not be denied.
He's pulling the sequence off the Golden Boy's trunks.
I can't believe Blais is on his feet.
I mean, the table gave, but not very kindly.
Let alone able to hurl Travis Williams off that ladder. And that might leave the door open for Ravenous Randy. I don't know if Blais can climb that ladder. I don't know if he knows what he's doing or where he is or who he is.
Is Randy going to go up the wrong side of the ladder? The wrong side of the ladder? I'm sorry, I'm delirious here, folks. This has been pure insanity.
And now Randy scaling one side of the ladder, and Michael Richard Blais going to attempt to scale the other. Blais climbing.
Wisely, Fitz is getting
Myers climbing, just like they climbed that ladder in Ogden, in Calgary all those years ago.
Oh,
when Michael Richard Blais dove off that ladder. to secure his future, and now
Look at
trying to
Travis
destroy a
Williams
piece of
watching
his
both.
past.
No! Don't you dare! Ravenous Randy
Off that ladder
drops himself.
goes Ravenous Randy into the Golden
Sacrificed
Boy.
himself. He sacrificed himself so that Michael Richard Blais could become your new.
I don't have a goddamn goal anymore.
Oh my God! As the streamers fly from every level in the rec room, your new Love Pro Wrestling Grand Champion, new savior, Michael Richard Blais.
I want to go home. MRB lives to tell the tale. MRB outthinks, outlasts, and outvilences Travis Williams and Ravenous Randy to become your first LPW Grand Champion. Clandestine Society members on the stage celebrating.
As Ravenous Randy claps. I mean, he sacrificed himself and he's clapping. What's going to happen here? They hug, they embrace.
Blais and Myers! Decade plus of history!
Randy has finally earned the trust, admiration, and love of Michael Richard
A
Blais.
decade of history and violence. But all is forgiven
Smooch.
in the name of the Love Pro Wrestling Grand Championship. And maybe I think tonight they were both saved.
They were saved, but we were not.
Hang on a second. This is not over.
What's happening here at Golden Boy?
Travis Williams.
Excuse the pun, are we going to have a love fest or what?
Travis Williams showing about as much respect as I think that he has left to show.
You can still see bitterness in his eyes, but he knows who the true champion is, and that's Michael Richard Blais.
What a match, what a night. And this is what we do better than anybody else.
The absolute best.
What the hell? Hang on a second. Travis Williams just got pulled out of the ring by somebody.
What is happening here?
Ravenous Randy just got pulled out of the ring by somebody. Turn the fucking lights on.
What is
Get the
happening?
lights on up here.
Ben Omen.
What
What is the judge doing
What the
here?
hell is he doing?
Why is he dressed like a soccer coach?
Hey, Michael. Nice title. While you celebrate that win, I want you to think about something. This whole saga that you guys have put on affects more than just you, the Weirdo Hero, and the Golden Boy. Because of you, I nearly lost my career as a referee because of that reckless crap that you guys pulled in March. You shut up! And because of you three, my friends and my colleagues and my clients go overlooked and underappreciated. Of course I'm talking about my two friends in the hoods. Of course my friend on the screen. Play the video, idiot.
Is this really the time for this?
I don't think so after that. What the hell?
What's up, nerds?
It's Mitch Clark.
The danger zone himself.
My name is Mitch Clark. Let me repeat that for
all you losers in the audience, you nerds in the ring, and everyone who keeps looking past me. My name is Mitch Clark. Now, it's been less than 10 years since I was one of the top fighters, top 15 by the way, in the world's hardest weight division. Everyone keeps looking past me, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of being looked over. I'm sick of not being in the limelight. I'm sick of being the Rodney Dangerfield of pro wrestling. And I've had enough. Now, I've beat up everyone that you guys have put in front of me. I've destroyed the LPW roster, including the two people who I have respect for, Rich King and the hillbilly heartthrob, Lumberjack Larry. Well, now we're going to change things up a bit. First, I'm going to get what's mine. Michael Richard Blais. I'm going to choke your bitch ass out on June 24th and take what's mine, the Grand Championship. Second, me and my boys are going to start beating up all you gross nerds and being rad while we do it. So until then, meet the boys, the rats. Boys,
The Radiators?
let's kill it!
Oh, it's okay then. We got Lumberjack
Rich King.
Rich King.
It's Lumberjack Larry. And they're laying waste to
almost
new
got hurt
Grand
there.
Champion. I mean, Mitch Clark has been tapping out everybody here in Love Pro Wrestling,
Including those two gentlemen. It's like he's...
And where the hell does Ben Omen fit into all this?
I think Mitch Clark has played mind games and put all these puppets underneath him. And he's not even here tonight.
I mean, you talk about being an opportunist and you talk about picking your spots. After what we just witnessed, to go after a man like this, it's gutless. It's cowardice. Is there any... Do we have security? Do we have anybody out here?
No, we got... I mean, Barack Garani's just watching it and enjoying it.
This is fucked.
Double choke slam.
MRP driven to hell.
He's loving it here as the Clandestine Society and Travis Williams all get in the ring to stop him. There goes the Radiators as we see their package play here up on the TV.
We crowned a new...
That's what RAD is all about. RAD Nation. That's 100%. That's exactly what Mitch is talking about. We don't wait for opportunities anymore. We make opportunities. We are. Let's go! Let's go!
See you June, Michael.